Well, welcome to Money with Mark Albert. Glad you're with me. Today we're going to look at the term testator. Testator if it's a male, and if it's a female is Testatrix. And the term we're looking at is going to help you. We're going to look at other terms. And if you end up doing a will, you need to meet with a lawyer. You may find these terms helpful in terms of understanding some things. So I'm going to share a screen here, and we're going to look at that together. And I trust this will be beneficial to you. So we're going to look at testator. So testator, first of all, the term testate is having made a legal, valid will before death. So that's the term testate. When we get from that term testate is we got the male version of testator. Testator is a man who has made a valid will. And Testatrix is a woman who's made a valid will. So they have a masculine and a feminine from that vantage point. Now, the term intestate, the term testate is right? Testate. So testate, testator, testatrix, it's all about having a valid will. So intestate is a person who dies without a valid will. So without a valid will would be intestate. So a will, of course, is a legal document which disposes of a person's property on or after that person's death. Now, a will sets forth your wishes regarding the distribution of your property and the care of any minor children. If you die without a will, those wishes that you may have wanted to see implemented may not be carried out according to your wishes, because a will is a legal document, and the executor of the will is obligated to execute your will to the letter, to the code, to exactly as you wish. So let's look at executor. Of course, executor is the title of the person, if male, who is appointed by the testator. Now, the testator is the male who has a valid will. Now, the executor is appointed by the testator to administer or to execute their will and ensure that their wishes are fulfilled. Of course, the title of Executrix is if it is a female who has that responsibility. So in a will, the testator, who is the man who has made a valid will, the testator takes great care in appointing an executor or an executrix of their will to handle the testator's estate. And so it is in the will that you dictate who is going to, in fact, settle your estate, who is the person who would be the legal representative of yours to take care of your affairs after death. And so being that a will is a legal document, that is where you would put that information. So without a valid will, the deceased estate may be administered by someone that the deceased would never, ever, ever have selected. And so you lose out on your ability to determine who's going to settle your estate, who's going to make sure that everything you work towards over your life is taken care of with respect, dignity, and accuracy according to your wishes. So rather than having a trusted executor appointed by the decedent, which is the person who has died, the court, without a valid will, the court appoints an administrator as they see fit to take care of settling the estate. Now, this may be the spouse of the deceased, okay? But it could also be some public guardian or trustee appointed by the court. Because if there's no valid will, and someone in your family wants to become the executor of that will, they have to petition the courts, and there are fees and costs involved and such. And it creates delays in settling your estate, and it can create problems because you haven't dictated all your wishes. And so the government has a plan, and that plan will be divvied up according to the way that the government sees fit, according to their rules. I trust this is helpful. Please feel free to subscribe if this is something you would appreciate. I'll be doing other videos like this. And give a thumbs up if you feel good about. And listen, have a great day. And I trust that this finds you well. And if you have any questions, comment below in the video. I'd be happy to respond to that. Listen, take care. Bye now.